Okay, for to avoid theory, I chose to play b3 as white, and as black I chose to play against e4 to play Caro-Kann, and against d4 I'm gonna play Queen's Gambit dislined. And for c4 I'm gonna decide later, and for some less played, knight f3, knight c6, b3, and yeah, f4 also. So let's see. Let me try to learn b3 using Lichess database. And also I have some, let's see, b3. So against b3 mostly you're gonna see e5 or d5, knight f6 as well, e6, c5. So let's go with the most common. So e5. Obviously we're gonna play bishop b2, and then knight c6 usually to protect this pawn, or d6. But let's go with knight c6. And also I'm gonna add here, I opened Chessable. This is kinda recent way how I try to learn new openings. This is my another repertoire, and this is the second one where I try to learn less theory heavy openings. And how do I do it? When I don't know the move in the opening, when I play online, then I go and create a course and then just input that position and then input that move. I'm gonna show you that in a second. So after knight c6, I wouldn't know what to do here. And then I would input this position. I would copy this here, add variation, and then I would add the move. So what am I gonna play here? If you wanna learn openings just by using Lichess, you can go to masters and just see what they play usually, and maybe you can choose a move that is not that is good but is not the most common. So you go to that route, to less common lines, to surprise your opponent. And I would go with c4 here. Of course, in addition to this, you can Google 1b3 chess opening, and then you can search for some, maybe there's good articles explaining things, so you can read on it to understand ideas in addition to just pure lines that it gives you. Of course you can use your knowledge and then explain lines. So how would I think about this c4 move? Just I guess controlling here the center, similar when you play e4 c5 Sicilian, you're controlling the central square. So I think, yeah, it's a pretty good move. After c4, we're gonna get mostly knight f6, just developing the second knight. So let's go that route. Knight f6, what would I do here? Probably develop the knight. Or yeah, people play e3 mostly. What is the reason for this? I guess to build up the center quickly. I was afraid of this a little bit. But I guess it's not a big deal. We can trade pawns here. Open lines. So what do people play here? Mostly d4. Sorry, d5. Okay, I think obviously I'm gonna take this. Yes. Masters take it. And then mostly knight takes. And people say a3 here to stop these knights. For maybe trying to go against, try to go here, or even when I push a pawn or something, maybe something like this. So it makes sense. I'm gonna follow that logic. a3. And yeah, here I have pretty good percentages in white's favor, so I'm very satisfied with this. I would stop here and then maybe practice this opening online, or maybe I can go a little bit further because I'm curious how am I going to develop the rest of my pieces here. So let's go with the most common. Bishop d6 makes sense. Develop the bishop. Then queen c2 or d3. Yeah, let's go with d3. Less common but still good. So obviously this pawn is a backward pawn, but I guess we have to do it. I mean, we can push d5, but not sure if we can do it right away. Yeah, probably not. Because we would trade bishop for the knight, and we don't want that. Or we can have we can get isolated pawn, but also we're opening up our king center before we castle, so that's not good. So yeah, d6. I guess we want to develop here, but then he's gonna play this. So maybe d6 stops, d3 stops that. So let's go with d3. Okay, now he's castling. And now knight f3, I think, just developing, yes. And here bishop g4. The most common. f5 is also played. But bishop g4 doesn't look like a threat. So let's go with f5. f5 looks more challenging. On f5, just develop second knight. That is also stopping him from pushing. And now, okay, queen e7 or f4. Yeah, let's go with queen e7. Now I guess he's trying to push. And now knight c4. Just activating the knight, hitting the bishop, giving more support. b5 is the most challenging, I guess. And here I guess we just take. We get the bishop pair. He takes with the pawn. Yeah, and this is gonna lead to a draw, I guess. And now g3. We're gonna develop the bishop on this side. I honestly don't like this move much. I feel like it's helping him kinda open our king. But then again, this structure is, I guess, powerful, and then bishop is strong. Much stronger here than here. So maybe makes sense. Okay, g. And now, okay, let's go with maybe f4 line. Oh, now we take. G takes. Takes, obviously. And book g1. Yeah, let's follow this game. Knight f6. Back. To defend against this. e4. And I think we can stop here. So what is the evaluation? Our king, not sure where our king is going. Looks a little bit dangerous. Is this king is he gonna go this route, or are we gonna castle on the queen side? Yeah, probably on the queen side. He has this isolated pawn. We have this backward pawn, but not easy to attack right now. We have this open line along with a strong bishop. So yeah, I think I'm satisfied with this position. I'm just not sure where the king is gonna go. I don't think he can stay in the center. So yeah, this is for this line. I think I can input some of these moves, or I can even just input this whole sequence so I can remember it as a model game, or not as a model game, but it's not a whole game, but it's still you know, till the move 15. But I think I would rather just input first move where I got lost, and then I can add some moves if I forget this sequence. So obviously I know I'm gonna do this, and yeah, I'm gonna add this move first, c4. This is first variation. Select course, opening 2, and then more option. I want him to test me only as white here. And then when I go to the course, I get openings 2, learn, and c4. So that's the first line, and maybe we should stop here and then continue studying more next time.